Tonight on US7 News, we have a special guest coming in that may have something to do with Christmas.
Plus, university housing is preparing to continue a long-standing tradition.
And we'll see how final exams are not stopping Jewish students from celebrating Hanukkah.
UI7 News starts right now.
From the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio at the University of Illinois campus, UI7 News, your U of I news source.
Good evening, I'm James Boyd.
And I'm Luke Shakota. Thank you very much for joining us.
Some students at the U of I are following today's Alabama election closely to see who will become the next U.S. Senator.
Political science student Clint Koss used to live in Alabama. He believes his home state will elect controversial Republican candidate Roy Moore to office.
My hope is that if Roy Moore is elected, that conservative senators in the Senate right now will refuse to seat him. That way the current Republican governor of Alabama could choose a more suitable Republican to fill that Senate seat.
Moore is accused of sexually assaulting several underage girls in the 1970s. He denies the allegations, and voters have until 7 o'clock tonight to decide if they'll elect Moore or Democratic candidate Doug Jones.
The Urbana City Council has revised its sexual harassment policy. Council members voted last night to change its current policy that has been in place since 2011. The move comes during the midst of the hashtag #MeToo campaign and is focused on further protecting local government employees against sexual harassment. The new policy is highlighted by 4 main points: prohibition on sexual harassment, details on how to report it, prohibition on retaliation for filing a report, and lastly, consequences for violating policy and filing false reports. The policy update will also include more sexual harassment training for employees.
Back on the U of I campus, just a few more days until final exams. That often leads to high stress and anxiety for thousands of students. UI7's Jade Hilton introduces you to some students keeping a level head during these tough times.
As the end of the semester approaches, students at the U of I are moving into exam season. For many, this means dealing with test anxiety, exhaustion from studying, and overall high stress levels. Freshman bioengineering student Sandra Kennedy is getting ready for her first exams of college. She says she is taking steps to make sure she doesn't get too stressed out from studying.
I just try not to put too much on my plate, and make sure if I'm ever feeling overwhelmed, I'll stop and I'll take a break and make sure I'm not too overstressed out.
Meanwhile, mechanical engineering student Noah Legensky says he is preparing for his exams in a different way.
I'm sleeping a lot more, actually. I've gotten a good 8 hours past 5 nights. But besides that, I'm going on Reddit a lot, YouTube videos. Avoiding.
There are plenty of ways to deal with stress during exam season. Things like exercising, taking study breaks, and staying hydrated are all great ways to stay calm before exams. The university is acknowledging that exam stress can be a serious issue for some students. Chancellor Robert Jones issued a mass email directing students to programs and services that deal with stress management.
Since everyone's kind of going through the same thing, it's also nice to go to someone to just talk about your problems, where it's not put down oh, everyone else is having the same struggles.
Although exam week officially begins this Friday, you can bet students will be preparing much before then.
I don't know.
In Champaign, Jade Hilton, UI7 News.
While current U of I students are anxious about finals, some high school students are anxiously awaiting U of I Decision Day. Applicants across the country and the world will find out if they have made it into the University of Illinois class of 2022 on Friday. Decisions will be sent out to those who submitted an application for an early action decision. Last year, 23,000 people were accepted out of the 38,000 applicants. The regular decision deadline for the university is today, December 12th. There's another decision day in February.
Bells are ringing all over Champaign-Urbana with the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign underway. UI7's Dorothy Tang shows you how one person bears the cold to ring the bells for the first time.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
The Salvation Army of Champaign County hosts the Red Kettle campaign every year to help raise funds for their various volunteer programs. The organization raises about 30% of its annual budget from the campaign and has a goal of raising $520,000 for this year's efforts. The Salvation Army is 3% ahead on their Christmas kettle funds compared to last year as of today. Volunteer ringer Rich Govert is bell ringing for the first time this year. He enjoys supporting the Salvation Army and decided to offer his help to the Red Kettle campaign.
I'm retired, I have the time, so I can come out here and spend a couple days a week out here.
The kettles and attire are provided by the Salvation Army. The volunteers wear red aprons and ring tiny little red bells to announce their presence and also to let others know that they have an opportunity to donate. Corps Officer Major Thomas McDowell is in charge of the Salvation Army of Champaign County with his wife and says he wants to make sure the bell ringers are staying healthy.
We sent out the word through our drivers today that they were to take more breaks than we normally ask them to take. Just because the wind chill was down around 5 degrees, and so it's a decision between either putting the kettles out at all or telling them to just take care of themselves.
McDowell, however, says he is pleased with the kettles so far and hopes that they can keep up their progress now that the cold weather has hit. The organization has been tracking the number of volunteer hours signed up for this year and has already counted a total of 950 hours covered so far. Govert says having the chance to help the Salvation Army has been quite rewarding.
People coming by have been so generous, and a lot of them thank me for being out here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for everything you do.
In Urbana, I'm Dorothy Tang, UI7 News.
Bell ringers may have to hold on to their hats tomorrow amid some strong winds.
UI7's Matthew Eglin is here with a look at the Fastcast for tonight. So, Matthew, it might get really windy tomorrow, won't it?
Unfortunately, yes, Luke. Winds will be coming from the southwest at about 15 to 20 miles an hour with gusts as high as 40 miles an hour tomorrow. Now here's a look at the Fastcast for tonight. Clear skies tonight with the low down to 24 degrees with winds reaching 9 miles an hour from the northwest. I'll be back with a look at your forecast for your weekend in a few minutes.
Thanks, Matthew. I think I hear some reindeer on the roof right now.
That's right. Santa is coming to Champaign, Urbana. He's made some time out of his busy schedule to join us in the UI7 studio. We've got some important questions for the big man. Stay tuned.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
So we were walking to school. I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really want
smart.
cheese pizza.
Sometimes her mind wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope we
bad
don't
day
have
at
another
school
bad day at
today.
school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Student volunteers are getting ready to host another year of U of I's Dial a Carol. UI7's Natalie Stewart went to Snyder Hall to find out more about the tradition that spread some holiday cheer.
Everyone has a favorite holiday song, and the volunteers of Dial a Carol probably know them all. The residents of Snyder Hall are getting ready for their biggest holiday event of the year. Every December, student volunteers come to Snyder Hall to take part in the Dial a Carol tradition. This week, U of I student Stephanie Tipton and other caroling volunteers are getting ready for this year's festivities.
I've been helping out for about 3 years now, and I have to say it's probably my favorite part of the year here. It's just been this wonderful team effort over the years. I mean, one of the coolest things about Dial a Carol is that it's such a coming together of everyone in our dorm.
Dial a Carol had humble beginnings, starting as a small group of friends in a second-floor lounge of Snyder Hall. Over the years, the effort has expanded its reach worldwide, getting callers from all 50 states and beyond. I am here outside of Snyder Residence Hall, where the Dial a Carol tradition started over 57 years ago. Residents at Snyder Hall came together to put on this annual event through volunteers that host over 10,000 calls every year. Student coordinator Andrea Worthington says that she got involved with Dial a Carol by chance.
One of my friends actually made me come down here and sing with her, and I loved it so much that I ended up here for 5 hours the first day.
Her favorite part is the memories.
I had an old woman who told me that she was having a really bad week, and I made her week so much better, and she almost started crying, and it was just so heartwarming. But yeah, just the people I get to talk to, that's what I remember.
Tipton says the event is a great pick-me-up for students during final season.
Festive and chaotic at the same time, and I absolutely adore it. It's just what you need during finals, especially with all the stress. I mean, it's been a great opportunity.
Dial a Carol runs 24 hours a day from Thursday through December 22nd. The phone number is 217-332-1882. In Champaign, Natalie Stewart, UI7 News.
Bet you didn't know the most requested Dial a Carol song is Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. Jingle Bells is also among the most requested, and so is White Christmas.
We can't talk about the holiday season without mentioning today is the first day of Hanukkah. U of I Jewish students at the Hillel have many ways to celebrate. Let's take a look at how one of those students is going to celebrate lighting the candles of a menorah on campus. With a few religious holidays taking place, December is a month of celebration. And Hanukkah is, of course, the holiday commemorated in the religion of Judaism. Hanukkah is an 8-day observance in the Jewish faith, recognizing the ancient Jewish warriors, known as the Maccabees, recapturing the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. And there are many U of I Jewish students looking forward to the festivities at the Illini Hillel. One of these students is junior Irene Zarnitsky, who is looking forward to Hanukkah near the end of the school year.
Spin the dreidel.
Shin, put one in.
Every year they have this thing called Hanukkah or Holiday Frenzy, and every night or maybe twice a day there's Hanukkah/finals related events with food and lighting the candles, so that way you can participate in Hanukkah without taking too much time away from studying.
This year, Hanukkah starts a week before finals commence, which means many Jewish students are finding different ways to both celebrate and study. And for Rabbi Ari Neve, he hopes to have Jewish students recognize the connection between their faith of the past and the present.
To connect people to their own Jewish story as an opportunity to connect to others on campus.
And with the help of Hanukkah, Irene is one of those that recognizes this belief.
For me, Hanukkah it's about finding the flow from what happened to now.
And the rest of the Hillel may indeed feel such a relation when they light the 9 flames on the candles of the menorah. In Champaign, Luke Shikoda, UI7 News.
The Hillel is not the only Jewish center on campus commemorating Hanukkah. The Chabad Center for Jewish Life will start the holiday this year by raising a new menorah on its front lawn. It replaces an old one that has been vandalized 4 times since 2015. The most recent abuse on the old symbol came in October of this year. The new rectangular menorah is made of steel, stands at 9 feet tall, and built 3 feet deep underground. It also has an Illini eye carved in the center and will feature LED lighting. The new structure will be dedicated tomorrow at 5 o'clock. All right, UI7 is honored tonight to have the big guy, Santa, with us in studio.
Yeah, Santa is a busy man this time of year.
Yeah.
Lots of things to do and people to see. Is that right?
Thanks for coming in and joining us.
I'm so glad to be here.
So I think the first question we would have for you is how has business been coming along? Like, what is Santa's workshop like during this time of year?
Oh, it is crazy busy. Just the elves are nonstop, and Mrs. Claus has developed a new hot cocoa machine with peppermint sticks already included.
Wow, that sounds really good.
It's
That
awesome.
sounds
Can we
good.
get some of that?
Yeah, just come on up to the North Pole anytime, boys.
So,
Okay.
what is the most popular present kids have been asking for?
Well, besides the classics, Barbie dolls and Legos, surprisingly, those are still on everybody's list. American Girl dolls, Monster High, and Paw Patrol is very big this year. So if you haven't looked up those toys and don't know what they are, Hatchimals also are big, but those are some of the big items that everybody's wanting.
I think I have to Google a couple of those.
Google a couple of those.
Yeah.
Santa knows what all the kids want. But Legos are still the big item. And Santa always tells the kids, remember to pick up your Legos, because there's nothing like stepping on a Lego that an elf has left lying around.
Sounds painful.
It is.
Sounds naughty. So I have to ask, when it comes to all the kids you've had sitting on your lap, what's the criteria for naughty or nice list?
Well, if they're minding mom and dad, if they go to bed without whining, if they pick up their toys, and if they eat their fruits and vegetables.
Hang on, let me write all that down.
Yeah, write that down. Write that down, boys.
So what
Because
list?
Santa looked up you three before he came here.
What list am I on?
Yes, that's what we were going to ask. What lists are the three of us on?
Well, I will say this. There's one of you that is sort of borderline right now. Santa won't say who, but one of you is borderline, so you better pick up the pace, boys. We only have a few more days until Christmas.
Yeah, I think he's talking about me, y'all. I'll take the
Okay, all right, so
yeah.
you're gonna take the blunt of that.
You know.
Wait, I said blunt. It's brunt. You're gonna take all of that.
The
Right?
brunt of that, yes.
So, what is it like being Santa, just in general?
Oh, being Santa is the best job in the world. You get to see all of the wonderful children all of the time, and watching them throughout the year is amazing. Children are the heart of our world. And watching you three grow up was just the most fun. I cannot tell you some of the tales these boys got into. Oh, my goodness.
We hope to have made everyone proud, including their families and the like. But has any kids been asking for like an iPhone 10 or something like that?
Oh, well, Santa has definite rules when they ask for big electronics. They have to be willing to share. They have to be willing to obey the rules. When mom and dad say, get off the electronics, get off the electronics.
Yeah, it's a good message to have. Well, thanks again for sweeping down the UI7 chimney for us. And yeah, we will look forward to seeing you throughout the entire season.
Yes. Oh, Merry Christmas, everybody.
So yeah, so you're the one that you think that you're going to be on that night.
Yeah, I think so. It's been a rough year. I've had my moments of being bad, but I'm hoping, Santa will forgive me.
Yeah, hopefully the best for you.
All right, well, it's beginning to feel more like December in Champaign-Urbana. After the break, we'll take a look at your weather forecast for the week.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait, why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
What to expect when you're expecting
Like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Well, let's check in with UI7's Matthew Eglin for a look at your weather.
It's a beautiful day outside, but it's come with a breeze. Let's take a look at your local temperatures. Here in Champaign-Urbana, it's about 24 degrees right now. Up in Bloomington, normal the same. In Decatur, it's about 26 degrees. And also in Springfield, it's about 27. So the central Illinois area is experiencing about the same temperatures overall. Let's take a look at your Midwest temps. And so in Chicago, it's about 22 degrees right now. In St. Louis, it's about 32. And in Kansas City, it's about 40. Let's take a look at your national temps. Over in Los Angeles, where those wildfires are, it's about 67 degrees. In Dallas, 52. And over in Atlanta, where they're recovering from snowfall, it's about 42 degrees right now. Let's take a look at tonight's forecast. So for tonight, Champaign will be able to experience temperatures in the lower 20s with winds coming from the west and the northwest at about 5 to 13 miles an hour. Tomorrow's forecast is calling for highs in the lower 40s and with winds coming from the south-southwest at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. So make sure you grab those winter jackets on your way out tomorrow morning. Let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. So Wednesday, again, will be in the lower 40s for the high and lower 20s at night. Thursday will drop down to about 33 degrees and lows will be in the lower 20s again. And throughout your weekend, it looks like we'll be in the upper to mid 40s.
Here.
And lows will be in the lower 20s and lower 30s and upper 20s.
Well, thank you very much, Matthew.
No problem.
Lauren Mraz is here now with UI7 Sports.
When we come back, we have updates from today's basketball news conference and news from the football team.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Hey guys, today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. Look. Give kisses. Give kisses.
You heard how loud that was.
I know,
I heard.
It wasn't you.
Yeah.
It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Bacon.
Families come in all sizes and shapes. Sometimes your friends are your family by choice, or sometimes you're just stuck with Uncle Charles. But what we know is that you want to protect the people that are close to you, but the flu can unravel everything. Your flu vaccine protects you and your family. No matter what draws your family together, protect yourself, protect your family. Everyone needs a flu vaccine.
Good morning, Illini.
Hey, good morning, Illini, and selamat pagi.
Good morning, Illini.
Illinois football's freshman safety, Bennett Williams, was named to ESPN.com's True Freshman All-America team. Williams made 64 tackles this season. This was the 5th most on the team and 2nd most among Big Ten freshmen. He also led the team with 3 interceptions. Williams was one of 16 true freshmen to start for Lovie Smith's team, which led the nation. He was also one of 5 Illini freshmen named to BTN.com's Freshman All-America team. After a split of 2 non-conference games, the Illini men's basketball team sits at a 7-4 record, already with a couple of Big Ten losses under its belt. The Illini are set to host Longwood tomorrow night. Redshirt junior Laurent Black suffered an elbow injury in Saturday night's game. Black has injured that same elbow before, but Brad Underwood said he is still waiting for MRI results to determine the severity of the injury. Next up for Illinois is a trip to Chicago to play at the United Center Saturday for a matchup with New Mexico State as a special tribute to legendary former head coach Lou Henson. The coach, whom the court at the State Farm Center is named after, retired as the all-time leader in victories at both respective schools.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to have my daughters toss the coin to see whether I wear orange the first or the second half. So that's a good way to do it.
The Illini women's basketball team beat Detroit Mercy 73-65 on Sunday. The Illini improved to an 8-4 record on the season. Last year, the Illini finished with only 9 wins. Nancy Faye's team will host Austin Peay on Saturday. Being strong comes in different forms. UI7's Jane Lee introduces you to a 17-year-old powerlifter who has both physical strength and strong personal skills.
Jack McDonald is not your average 17-year-old senior in high school. He channels his love for athletics into powerlifting.
I got into powerlifting around sophomore year. I was originally a pretty chubby little boy, and I was frustrated with the path I was taking.
McDonald says his main motivation began with running and losing weight.
I kind of liked the idea of being strong. I thought I was built for it. I have good proportions for it. Short people are pretty good at being strong even when they're lighter weight.
He recently competed in the Muscle Beach powerlifting competition. He won first place in his age group in the 74-kilogram weight class. He even broke the Illinois state record for the squat and bench press.
I love it because, as I said, it's not competitive against other people. It's competitive against yourself, but it's always in a really rewarding way.
There's currently 365 pounds on this bar, and by adding 5-pound weights to either side of the bar, creates a total of 375 pounds, which Jack lifted to break the Illinois state record and to win this medal in his competition. McDonald formed the powerlifting club at Central High School with the help from Do Huang, a math teacher who shared his same passion.
One of the things that I give Jack credit is he's very centered around growth. He's really honest with himself, and in terms of receiving constructive criticism and being honest about what he needs to work on. And I think that has been a driving force in his success.
McDonald's success also appears in other factors like academics and music. He connects it all back to powerlifting.
A lot of people ask me, how are you playing all those high notes, doing all that stuff on the trumpet? And I'd say it's about kind of building yourself up. It's the routine, the way I approach it. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna push myself harder this time.
McDonald had foot surgery this past summer because of a bone fusion, but he continues to strive for his dreams.
I like to be on top of the fray and pushing the others to do the same things. That's my goal later in life also, potentially having my own company and driving people in that way.
He says putting effort, doing research, and asking a lot of questions has helped him to get this far. In Champaign, Jane Lee, UI7 News.
Just a couple of injury updates from today's press conference. Coach Underwood said LeRon Black's elbow is hyperextended and very swollen. He's not expected to play tomorrow, but Underwood does not think this would be a long-term injury. Sophomore Kipper Nichols hurt his foot in practice yesterday and will be a game-time decision tomorrow.
Well, thank you very much, Lauren. And it's crazy that we're almost at the end of the semester, and we don't want to end the semester without thanking one professor in particular, right?
For the end of the show, today we would like to thank everyone who has helped us out this semester.
We would like to thank our teaching assistants, Annie Dickerson and Emily Buss, for directing our shows. And we can't forget our incredible instructors, Ken Arity and JP. We've prepared something special for our instructor, JP, who will be retiring after this show.
Yes.
Hey, JP. It's Rachel and Carl here.
Sending this in from Cron4 in San Francisco. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
It's Nico and Cassidy here at WSBT.
Thanks so much for helping so many of us start our careers, many of us here in South Bend.
We wish you the best of luck, and U of I will definitely miss you.
Enjoy yourself, take a vacation, and of course, thank you for all you've done for me, for teaching me, inspiring me, encouraging me, and always being one of my #1 fans.
And I'm sorry, I wish I could be there in Champaign to give you a hug and congratulate you, but I just wanted to say I wouldn't be here without you.
So grateful for you and all you did for us. Best of luck and enjoy every bit of not being at school anymore.
I know that you've made an impact on not only me, but so many other students.
And thank you for everything you've done for me. I wouldn't be in this crazy business without you. Have fun with all your free time now.
You have no idea how much it means to myself, how much it means to everybody that you've impacted over the years at Illinois.
Thank you for all you've done, everyone you've helped that came along the way, and we wish you nothing but the best. ILL.
U of I is going to be losing a big piece, a really great professor you were to me, and I still talk to you to this day.
And most importantly, wish you a very happy retirement with friends, family, and the Illini. ILL.
I just want to say thank you for all the love, support, and advice you've given me over the years.
I wanted to say thank you for teaching me all you know, for pushing me to do my very best, and for believing in me and thinking I can make it in this crazy industry.
And I would not be here without you. So congratulations on your retirement. Best of luck in your next journeys, and thank you for this.